language. C++ is an object-oriented programming language. Why it is called as object-oriented programming language? Because Grady Booch has given some concepts in 1980th century, and based on those concepts, based on the object-oriented paradigm and object-oriented analysis methodologies, whatever the new language follows the principles given by the object-oriented programming language, which are the programming language follows the principles of object-oriented principles. That language is called as object-oriented programming language. So Grady Booch, you can call Grady Booch. Grady Booch has given some principles regarding object-oriented principles, object-oriented OP, object-oriented programming, or some people call as, let me write full form, object-oriented principles. So those principles, what are the principles of object-oriented? They are given some principles like you can call here as class. So you can go for object. So before that, they have given some other principles apart from that. So you can go for the encapsulation, then polymorphism, then again they have given the principles like inheritance for usability, inheritance, then again data abstraction, you can call abstractions, then class, objects, attributes and methods. Okay guys, so Grady Booch has given some of the principles in 1980th century regarding object-oriented programming. Whatever the language follows, those principles has been given by Grady Booch. Those programming language are called as object-oriented programming language, and these are the terminologies of the object-oriented programming language. First of all, you should know what is a class. Before going to understand all these principles, you should know what is a class. What a class is actually, or what a class contains. A class, or you can call class is a blueprint for creating the object. Class is a blueprint for creating objects. One thing is, keep in mind guys, class is present virtually, whereas object is present physically. Class is present virtually, whereas object is present virtually. How can you say physically and virtually? Just take an example guys. Let me go for a category. A class is a type of category. A class is a structure or the model to create the object, in other terminology, or in other words. If I go for the example, guys, have you seen about the, do you know mango tree? Guys, one thing, let me all of you please unmute your mic. So let me, I'm going to ask some silly questions, or easy questions to you. The question is, do you know tree? Really, do you know tree? Sure? Huh? Really, everyone know tree? Huh? This is my tree, you can call. Really, do you know tree? All of you? Sure? Huh? Everyone know trees, right? Okay guys, everyone know trees, right? Then or really, I'm asking once again, please give me proper answers. Everyone know trees, right? Huh? I'm trying to draw a tree, but tree may not be perfect here. Okay, everyone know trees? No one is responding. Huh? Really, do you know tree? Sure? Or you know mango tree? Huh? Or you know neem tree? Or you know apple tree or custard apple tree? Or you know pomegranate tree? Huh? Are you getting guys what I mean to say? Or you know tamarind tree? Huh? Hello? You know, you asked me I asked the questions to you. Do you know tree? You said yes. Again, I'm asking some questions. Instead of tree, you know all these types of trees. Are you clear my point? Huh? Are you clear my point, guys? Huh? Do you know tree, or you know apple tree or custard apple tree or pineapple tree, or a trees or types of trees of examples? Huh? Hello guys, are you getting? A tree is just an example, guys. A tree is a logical part. You can go for the tree like a tree has leaves, a tree has sides, a tree has wings, and tree has roots. Are you getting? A tree has fruits, a tree has flowers. This is logical, it's virtual. But if you go for apple tree has a flower of type apple. Apple tree has a type of fruits called apple. Are you getting, guys, what I mean to say? So in my case, class is just a logical part, a virtual part you can call. A class contains attributes and behaviors. A class contains attributes and behaviors, whereas object is an example of that class. Object is an example of a class. If I go for the example tree, and what are the examples of a tree? You can go for mango tree, you can go for apple tree. Are you getting? How you can able to get the objects of those trees? Because you are trying to populate the attributes and the behavior or operations of mango tree into tree class. You are trying to populate attributes and behaviors of apple type of objects into tree class. So that's what you are getting the objects of those. Are you getting, guys, what I mean to say? So objects are real-time entities, whereas class is a virtual entity. Are you getting? So class is a pattern you can call, or class is a blueprint. Or you can call blueprint, or you can call pattern for creating the object. Okay. A class also contains a class. Guys, we have only 1 minute of time to finish the meetings, to complete this meeting. After this, again we will rejoin. A class contains all attributes and operations, or you can call, and operations are also called as behaviors that describes or create the object. Also, class is also called as blueprint for creating the object. Some of the example, like a tree, you can go for car. Do you know car, guys? Again, I'm asking you a simple question. Do you know car? Or you know Tata car? Or you know Maruti car? Or you know Mahindra car? Are you getting, guys? So these different types of cars are the objects because physically present. What a car has? Car has four tires, one wheel, one engine, or maybe multiple engines. Car has some seating capacity, some has glass, side windows, and doors. This is virtual, a thinking ability. Whereas physical, a Maruti car, a Mahindra car, a Tata car, a Bajaj car. Are you getting, guys? So, okay, physical entity is called as object. Physical meeting has finished. Let me start once again. So let me start the meeting again. Copy, share, Control V, share. So share the screen, share. You can join the audio also. Join with computer audio. I'm audible to all? I'm audible to all? Am I audible to all? Am I audible to all? Am I audible? Okay, guys. So So what is the object? Object is the physical entity. Object is physical entity. Physical entity. Object is a physical entity, whereas class is a logical entity. Logical entity, or you can call virtual entity. Virtual entity. Virtual entity. Okay. So some of the example, guys. Here I took the examples. Tree is a logical part. Car is a logical part. Student is a logical part, because student has some attributes. Student has different attributes. If I populate the attributes of a student, like I'm trying to populate the students of Avadut. So what are the attributes of a student? Name. What is the name of the student? Avadut is the student name. What are the attributes of a student? Avadut student. Color is fair. Height is 5 inch. Percentage is so and so percentage. The speaking style so and so. So these are the attributes. Are you getting, guys? Are you getting? So student is a class. Avadut is the object of that student. Avadut is as a type of that object of student class. Is a category. Understood? So let me go for the object. Let me go for one more point in the object. So instead of physical entity, let me add some more note point about this object. So in this case, you can call a physical entity. That physical entity may be touched, may be feel or manipulated, or you can call object is an instance. It is also called as is an instance of a class. Is an instance of a class. Object is also called as is an instance, or you can call example of a class. What is the meaning of instance, guys? Is an example. Is an example of a category called class. Okay. So what are object? So this is, I hope you all are clear, guys. What is the meaning of class and object? Hello? Because this is important. So keep in mind, object is a virtual entity, whereas class is a virtual entity, whereas object is a physical entity. How it becomes, when it becomes physical entity? Until and unless you won't populate the values of that category. Until and unless you won't populate the values of that category. As I said to you, a class contains attributes. A class contains attributes and the operations. So here attributes and operations. What is attributes and operation, guys? If I go for the attributes and operations, suppose, let me go for the attributes. So I'm going for the student class. So I'm going for one more example in the case of, so class name is student. What are the attributes of a student, guys? Tell me. The name, the roll number, then what are the attributes of students? Then class, name of the class, your physical class, or you can call branch, very good, branch. Then next semester, then name, next college name, right? These are attributes. Yes, very good, year. These are the attributes. What are the operations student can do, guys? Tell me. What are the operations student can do? Tell me. Very good. Theory class. Okay, I'm using theory operations. Next, I can go for conducting the practicals, completing the practicals. Then you can go for exams. Then anything else, asking the doubts, interacting with the faculties. Then library, books. The next, guys, anything. So yes, attending the events, college events. Then competitions. Sorry. Any other operation, guys, students? Yes, very good, sports. Then anything else? Industry visits. Very good. So these are operations student has to do. So guys, how can I populate the operations? You can populate the operations by using methods. In C++. Don't worry, C++ supports procedure also. C++ supports object oriented also. So these are the operations. These operations, or you can call functions or the methods, takes parameter or no parameter. That I learned in the C language. Now I'm trying to create the object of Avadut. So what is the name of the Avadut? What is the name? So Avadut, I'm trying to create the object of Avadut. So let me create the object of Avadut. So example for the Avadut. Okay, guys. So how to create? I need to populate those values. I need to populate those values, right? So Avadut is the object. Avadut is the object. What is the roll number of Avadut? Suppose I mentioned here 34. What is the branch of Avadut? Suppose I am trying to mention here mechanical. So Avadut belongs to mechanical. I am correct. So what is the semester of Avadut? Maybe he is pursuing 6th semester or 7th semester. What is the college of the Avadut? So I am using JJM COE. Okay. What is the year of the Avadut? 30. He is pursuing in 3rd year. Okay. If I populate those values into this student class, then that example of these populated attributes, these are the attributes. So I am populating the attributes values. Okay. Then that object will become of type of student whose name is Avadut. A class is a category. I am trying to create the object. So now I got the object after populating the attributes of Avadut. Okay, there might be one more type of Avadut. Sorry, one more type of students. Suppose I am using here. Whose name should I take here? Any more participants? Aditya is there. Mirazkar. So what I'm doing? I'll create one more object. So here is Mirazkar. What's his roll number? Maybe 50 roll number. Maybe it belongs to the branch called civil. 23. His roll number is 23. So here this is branch, maybe civil. I don't know. He's passing. Maybe he is in civil. Maybe he's in semester of 7th semester. College of JJM COE. Year is 3rd. Or maybe here is 4th. I'm using some dummy values, guys. No, not to worry. Okay. So now I got one more object. Which belongs to Mirazkar. Right? Means for a single class, you can create n number of objects. But those values are different. Guys. Are you getting? So this is the scenario. I hope. Now, if you think once, a student exists physically. Yes, when? Until you won't populate the attributes and until that populated attributes won't perform the operation. Are you following me? Yes. What Avadut can do? Avadut can attend theory classes because Avadut is a type of student. Guys. Avadut can attend practicals. Avadut can attend the exams. Avadut can ask the doubts, or maybe Mirazkar can ask the doubts, or may not ask the doubts because Avadut understood everything. Then he no need of raising the doubts. Avadut can issue the books from the library. Avadut can participate, or Mirazkar can participate any events or maybe any competitions. Maybe the Mirazkar is not interested in sports, but he is too much interested in study. As well as he is too much interested in study also. Are you getting, guys? So there are some options based on their needs. They can perform or they may not perform. Are you getting, guys, what I mean to say? Now this object, Avadut object, can able to perform this number of operations. To the student class, Mirazkar can perform this number of operations. Are you clear? Guys? Suppose I want to now let me go for one more example. Guys. So tell me your own class, guys. Tell me any class. I want to create a class. I need to tell the attributes and operations. Tell me fast. Tell me fast, guys. Can you hear me? And tell me, I want to create a class. Which class should I create? You will tell. I'm not going to tell anything. Avadut. Huh? I could not hear. I want to create a class. Which type of class should I create? Like I can go for books. I can go for any company name. I can go for faculty. I can go for anything, guys. Tell me. I can go for vehicle. And tell cars. Very good. So here is a class name is cars. Tell me the attributes of a cars. Mechanical guys can tell very well. Tell me the attributes of a class or a properties of a class, you can call. Properties Tell me properties. Very good. Car name. Next, width and height. Very good, because you guys are belongs to mechanicals, right? Width. Then next, let me go for height. Next, yes, mileage. Very good. Next, weight. WEIGHT, weight. Next, speed. Very good. Speed. Then what should I go, guys? Cost. Very good. Next, color. GC. Let me use GC. Ground clearance. So G, clearance. Clearance. Yeah, seating capacity. Very good. Seating capacity. Okay. Next, yes, power. Power in the power of power, HP. Should I use HP? I don't know much more practical properties because of. Yes, very good. CC. Engine type. Yes, very good. Engine type. That will come here. That will come here. Engine type. That may be petrol. It's an attribute, guys. The petrol or diesel are the values. Are you getting what I mean to say? Are the values. Okay. Then based on the values, that car may becomes to the category of petrol, or car may becomes to the category of diesel, or maybe kerosene, or maybe some other hydrogen, or maybe turbine. Okay. Or maybe jet engine. Understood? Okay, guys. Next, these are the values. Based on the values, if we populate the values, that created values becomes a physical object and of that category. These are the attributes. Just okay, guys. This is more than enough. Let me tell the operations of a car. Operations of a class. Please tell me. Please, you only tell me. I am not going to tell. What are the operations? Or you can call instead of operations, or you can call behaviors. Or you can call methods, guys. Okay. Or those attributes also called as. Now let me go for variables. Now I'm coming to programming, guys. I'm converting those logical parts, into programming parts. So attributes or properties are also called as variables. Operations, behaviors are also called as methods, or also called as functions. Okay. Are you getting, guys, what I mean to say? Okay, fine. Tell me the operations, behaviors, methods, or functions. Tell me what car can do. Directly travel. Start engine. Starting engine is not operation. Stop engine is not operation. Is not operation. What are the operations? Yes, ignition. Yes, very good. Shifting gear. Next, yes, I can add one more property here. Number of door or door count. Opening door, closing door open. Very good. Car accelerations. Close door, then accelerate the car. शुभी तिकडे घेऊन जाणार तू का मस्ती करावी. So accelerate. Very good. The next, brake. Apply brake. The next, okay, radiator. Yes, very good. Radiator operations, because it need to take the out water, hot, something, I don't know much more. Radiator. Yes, cooling. Radiator operations. Then yes, steering operations. Steering depends on wheel also. Steering wheel. Okay. Steering handling. Okay. Then lights on off, right? Yes, wiper. Yes, okay, more than enough, guys. Very good. Wiper operations, on wiper, off wiper. Then music, these are extra. Air conditioners and all the stuff, guys. Okay, these are the operations. Now look at here. If I use the car called Maruti 800. Maruti 800 has AC, air conditioning, old, not new. Oh, no. Okay. Some may have AC, some may not have AC. Some may have power window, some may not have power window. Okay. Now you have to populate those attributes. Once you populate the attributes, suppose I am populating the attributes of Marazzo, Mahindra Marazzo. Okay. What is the name of car? Name I am populated Marazzo. Some width and height and everything. If I populate, then that car that car becomes that Marazzo will becomes the object of cars whose name is Marazzo. Are you getting, guys? Are you getting? And these are the operations Marazzo can able to do. Are you getting what I mean to say? If I call here, I don't know much more car names. If I'm going for suppose any Indian brand car, not anything foreign. Suppose a Tata Nano. It has some less capacity. That becomes the car of type Nano. That becomes the car of type Nano. Are you getting, guys? So these operations can able to do. Suppose I'm going for the object. I'm going for the object. Suppose object is what, boss? I'm going for Nano. So Nano has these attributes. I'm going for Marazzo, high capacity car. Marazzo, I don't know how to pronounce, Marazzo only. Okay. Or some other examples. Okay. Fine, guys. So these are the operations, these are the attributes. These are the operations, these are the attributes, guys. So how can I calculate the operations? You can perform the operations in the form of methods and functions. Methods and functions. What about the attributes? The attributes you can populate in the form of variables, and that class becomes of type. Then class will become of types those attributes and those operations, guys. Okay, understood up to here? Understood, guys? Okay, now we shall go for these steps. Then we shall go for these steps, guys. So these are the operations, these are the methods. Okay, what is a method, guys? A method nothing but operations or action that object can perform. So who will perform the operations? These objects will perform those operations, guys. So we'll see the object. Now we shall say about encapsulation. What is encapsulation, boss? What is the meaning of encapsulation? So encapsulation is nothing but a combining the attributes. Is nothing but a combining, or you can call combining of an object's attributes and behaviors into single package. So combining attributes, also operations. Here I made attributes, guys. What is the meaning of attributes? Attributes are also called as properties. Those attributes and properties are you can convert into variables. Here I am using the term called operations. Operations are also called as behaviors, and those operations and behaviors, how can I write in programming? You can write in programming in the form of methods or functions. Okay, functions. Okay, so combining attributes and operations are also called as behaviors into single entity, or you can call package into single package. That is nothing but a encapsulation. General example, guys. What is the meaning of capsule? What is the meaning of capsule? A capsule is a small part of whole things, right? So I am trying to combine whole attributes and operations. But one of the real-time example, that is class. That is the class. So class is an example of encapsulation. What is the meaning of class? Class is a collection of attributes and operations. Class is an example of attributes and operations. Let me give one more form. So how do I able to create the class? The programmer or the developer can able to create the class, or the access the methods. So the programmer, or you can call developer, can access the methods and properties. Here I am using the term called methods. Methods is nothing but what? Aditya. Methods is nothing but what? Behaviors, or you can call operations. Yes. What is the meaning of properties, guys? What is the meaning of properties? Attributes, or you can call variables. Okay. So class is a combination of attributes, or you can call properties, or you can also, a class is a combination of operations and or behaviors. We can write those attributes behaviors into variables, and you can write those operations and behaviors into methods. Understood? Attributes and properties you can convert into variables, operations and behaviors you can convert into methods or functions. Okay, of the class. Okay guys, next let us see about polymorphism. Do you clear about encapsulation? What is in the interview, if anyone asks to you example, what is the meaning of encapsulation, or how can you create the example of encapsulation? Encapsulation is a terminology, is a concept. One of the real-time example of encapsulation in my object-oriented programming language is the class. So class is a collection of methods and properties. So how can you combine those methods and properties? How can you say the methods and properties? So methods are a part of operations. I can create the operations and methods or behaviors into the form of methods or functions, and I can populate those attributes or attributes and properties into the part of variables of the class. Okay guys, now let us see polymorphism. What is a polymorphism, guys? Actually, polymorphism is nothing but a poly. It's a combination of poly and morph. Poly means multiple, and morph means multiple forms. So what is the meaning of polymorphism, guys? Multiple forms you can call. Multiple forms. So polymorphism is nothing but a multiple forms. So poly is a word combined from two words. Polymorph, multiple forms. So how can you implement polymorphism? Object-oriented programming allows method overloading and method overriding. How can you implement polymorphism? You are allowed to write same method name with multiple forms. Now take an example, guys. There might be some types of vehicles. I'm using the class called vehicles. Page up. Guys, can you hear me? Am I audible to all? Okay. Now polymorphism. Poly is a combination of two words, poly and morph. What is the meaning of poly? Multiple. And what is the meaning of morph? Form. Multiple form. How can you achieve these multiple forms or polymorphism in object-oriented programming language? First is method overloading and second is method overriding. Okay. So guys, take an example. In my class, I can able to create the method int. Suppose take an example, the class called vehicle. Class is the vehicle. Vehicle is a class. So I'm trying to create the method. What is the method, guys? Vehicle. Now number of wheels. Or wheel count. Or wheel operations. Okay, fine. Wheel operations. Here I can use the string. So guys, number of wheel operations. Stop using string operations. What is this? What should I use, guys? Anything I can use. What I can use? Any vehicle. Guys. Now wheel operations or riding operations. So I'm using ride operation, guys. Ride operations. Right. Now look at here. There might be some vehicles. Which can ride on road also, which can fly. Okay, which can fly. Also, there might be some vehicles. Yes, this is more than enough. Now here, this is the vehicle or one vehicle. Like example, one vehicle. I'm taking the vehicle name as an aeroplane. I'm using take example aeroplane. Look at here, guys. Aeroplane can just ride on the road also. An aeroplane can fly also. Are you getting what I mean to say? Are you getting, guys? Before going to fly into the air, into the sky, the aeroplane need to ride by using the wheels onto the road. Now directly it jumps into the sky. Yes or no? No. So I'm using one more example, ride. One more example, it can ride on the road only. It can ride on the road. Then what are the examples? So I'm using here car, I'm using here truck, okay, I'm using here jeep. Are you getting, guys? Here, who can perform road, who can perform riding on the road as well as fly? Here you can go for operations for performing with the aeroplane. Are you getting, guys? So just take an example. I can able to write the method ride and ride in a class called vehicle with 2 times. Ride is the method which takes 2 parameter. One takes 2 parameter, one takes a single parameter. Are you getting what I mean to say? Are you getting, guys? So this is called as method overriding. Means single method with multiple forms. Single method name with multiple forms. One form is what? It takes 1 parameter. It takes 2 parameters. Are you getting? First method return type is void. Second method return type is integer. Are you getting, guys? In your class, there might be multiple Aditya, or instead of using Aditya, there might be multiple Patils. Are you following what I mean to say? But their operations, their behavior, their physical appearance, their colors, their body weight, their height, everything is different. Are you getting? Are you getting, guys? But here, method overloading you can do within the class. You can do within the class. Method overriding you can do within 2 different class. Within multiple different class. Within multiple different class, but those classes, different classes, but those classes must be in the relationship of inheritance. Must be in the relationship of inheritance. Are you getting, guys? Method overloading you can do by using same class within the class or within same class. Within same class. So this is the example within the same class. This is the example within same class. Means within the same class, I can write same method name with the multiple forms. But overriding, you need to do with a different class. With a different class. Their class name may be different, but method names are same. But method names are same. Method operations or method parameters also same. This we'll see examples in upcoming classes. Don't worry. I hope you got some idea. Understood, guys? Understood? Understood? What is the meaning of multiple forms? So I took one example of riding. I took one example of riding. I can take the example of a student of Patil. Now I can see in my class there are multiple Patils. There are multiple Patils. Let me search for Patils. What are the Patil names are there? Patil Atish is there. Patil Prachi is there. Patil Pradnya is there. The next Patil Rutuja is there. Okay, today only 4 Patils are present. So if you look at the 4 Patils, their operations, their names, their behavior, their look, their color, their physical weight, height, their gender, their parents, everything is different, right? What is the common? Patil is the class is common. Understood? Understood, guys? Okay, guys. Any doubts? Okay. Now we'll go for inheritance. These are the attributes I'm explaining. These are the attributes of OOPS as well as object-oriented principles. Object-oriented principles. So what is the meaning of inheritance, guys? What is the meaning of? Mauli, please, आवाज करो नको. Now, sorry guys, my daughter is making noise, so please excuse. Inheritance. What is the meaning of inheritance? Inheritance deals with actually what the need of implementing inheritance in object-oriented programming language. That is the stuff that whenever you want to achieve reusability, we have only 10 minutes of time to finish this topic. We'll finish. Whenever you want to perform the operations called reusability, then you can able to work with the inheritance. You can able to work with the inheritance. So inheritance, it refers to the capability of, how can I achieve the reusability? How can I achieve the concept called reusability? Reusability. How can I implement reusability in my class? Or there might be a chance that one class has some benefits. Take an example of benefits, guys. What are the benefits of a student? Tell me example, guys. what are the attributes of a student? So already I mentioned the attributes of a students. So here is the example called student, and these are the operations. So let me scroll down. Guys. So one example, student is a class. Okay. Now I want to achieve reusability. So this is general class student. This is general student. Okay. So general students. Any student is a general student, guys. Now I want to apply the logic. What is the logic, guys? Suppose take an example. Engineering student is one more class. Okay. One more student. One more apply. Let me apply here, guys. One more student. What student? Medical student. Okay. This is also one more class. Okay. Let me go for art student. Class student. This is also class. Guys. Now what I want to do, based on this, by using this general class student, I want to create some more new classes. I want to use those general class student and operation into engineering student. I want to use into medical student. I want to use into art student. Are you following me, guys? Are you following me what I mean to say? Inheritance refers to the reusability. What I want to do, I want to use the attributes and operations. of a general student to engineering student, medical student, and art students. I want to achieve reusability. So to achieve reusability, I can take the help of concept called inheritance. Are you following me? So how can I do? So this class is called as base class. The class which provides the attributes, to the other classes, is called as base class, also called as parent class. Okay. And the class which gets the features from the base class is called as child class, or also called as subclass. Okay. Or also called as derived class. Okay. It is also called as superclass. So whenever you want to get the access of one class attributes, one class operations, behaviors into other class, then you can use inheritance. So inheritance refers, let me add some note point. It refers to the capability of creating a new class from an existing class. Is called as inheritance. Understood, guys? So here existing class is nothing but a base class, super class, or parent class. So let me use here the name called. So and to the new class is called as child class, subclass, or derived class. Creating a new class, it is also called as child class, subclass, or derived class. I hope now you are clear. Now child class may have new attributes of a engineering. Okay. Now general students, so control X. This may have new attributes. Okay. Medical student may have new operations like a practice. Okay. So practice into other medical college. It's a compulsory practicing. Art science may have some exhibition. Okay. Or social responsibility. Okay. Apart from these basic operations and behaviors, this new class may have some new attributes as well as along with the given attributes. Means this, apart from basic attributes, new class have their own new attributes. Okay, guys. Okay, guys, are you clear up to here? Avdut, respond please. Others, please respond. Okay, we'll see these examples, don't worry, when the point comes, but you need to wait. You need to wait because today I'm going for, so let me remove this. Let me go for abstraction. Abstraction. The meaning of abstraction is hiding the data. Hiding the data. How can I achieve? We can achieve this by using access modifiers like private, or you can call abstract nothing but a wrapping of data. Wrapping of data into single unit. Into single unit. Into single unit. So now the example data abstraction, you can go for class and objects. Class and object. Okay. Data abstraction you can call. Data abstraction. Wrapping of data into single unit, as well as once you wrap, you can able to hide. You can able to hide or not. You can able to hide. So how can I able to wrap the data? How can I able to hide my data into single unit? So I can able to wrap all the attributes. I can able to wrap all the attributes into single units called as object. Called as object. Okay. Okay guys, fine. This is about the data abstraction. These are the features which are available in a object oriented programming language. Just now I learned about class, object. So let me go up. Wait. I'll give you. Wait, Molly. So, first of all, we understand about object-oriented principle. I have said one statement. C++ is an object-oriented programming language. Why it is called as object-oriented programming language? I explain about one concept which has been given by Grady Booch. Grady Booch has given some principles. So, what are the principles of the object-oriented programming language? Like a class, object, attributes, methods, instance, abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance. Also I learned about base class and derived class. Okay, our meeting will finish within 2 minutes guys. Let me wrap. Anyone have doubt in this one? Please respond. Everyone please respond guys. Actually it has multiple. Others please respond. Please respond. I can see 48 or 44 participants. So I want to listen 44 yes or no. Please respond guys. Others. After this we'll go for example creating class, object, attributes, operations. Please respond. Others, why are you not responding? Wait, let me call to Hedur sir. Where is Hedur sir? Okay, I'll call voice call. Our meeting will finish within 1 minute of time. Anyone have doubt? We'll see now how to create the class, objects, and we'll achieve those encapsulation, polymorphism, then data abstraction, creating object, base class, derived class, then access modifiers, access specifiers, then virtual class, or you can call abstract class. Then we'll go for private, public, protected. Then we'll go for exception handling and number of steps. Okay. Okay. Fine, guys. Let me end the meeting here. So, guys, please end the meeting. Again, I will share. Otherwise, let it end automatically. Let it end automatically because we have only less than 1 minute of time.